I'm Sheldon Cummings, Intuit's Chief Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Officer. I took the role in January this year, and I've spent a number of years at Intuit in our marketing, sales, strategy, and operations teams. And I'm leveraging my background to drive this work as a business imperative in partnership with a cross-functional team of internal experts spanning from race equity to people analytics. As you know, our mission as a company is to power prosperity around the world. And we know that diversity, equity, and inclusion, or DEI, is essential to our mission. Diverse perspectives, backgrounds, and opinions help Intuit innovate, grow, and deliver awesome results, ultimately helping us in empowering prosperity for all. And today, I'm going to share the progress we have made in DEI in the last year and our strategic priorities for the future. But first, let me share with you a little context to show how this all fits together. We have seen our alignment triangle, which shows our company strategy on one page. And we are a values-based company, and those values guide us to foster a culture of inclusion. And that's why DEI is embedded in our values as well as our True North goals, driving everything we do. We strive to create diverse, equitable, and inclusive environments for all our employees, where everyone can thrive and do the best work of their lives. To this end, we have declared True North goals focused on the representation of women in technology roles and underrepresented minorities in our workforce. Achieving these goals is critical to our business. Diverse companies have almost 20% higher revenue coming from innovation, are 45% more likely to improve their market share, and are 70% more likely to capture a new market. In the last year, DEI has become even more important as our employees, customers, and communities have been facing unprecedented challenges from systemic racism to COVID-19. We have accelerated our DEI efforts with initiatives cutting across all our key stakeholder groups to make sure we're addressing these challenges. I was appointed as Chief Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Officer. We built a true DEI team, and we introduced key roles to foster DEI across the whole organization. We have continued to engage with the Racial Equity Advancement Leadership Team, or REAL team, initially composed only of our Black African American employees, and in expanding to include our Hispanic, Latinx, Native American, and Asian employees, to provide recommendations for our strategic initiatives. Takitra Mawakana was also appointed to our board of directors, increasing the gender and ethnic diversity and expertise of our board. And we have made significant strides increasing our employee diversity, which I'll talk about more in a minute. We listen to our employees and learn from them through our first company-wide DEI survey across a number of listening sessions. The results were strong, with Intuit in the top 10% of our peer companies across key dimensions, such as belonging and culture of inclusion. And while we are happy with this initial baseline, we know there's much more work to do to ensure every employee is having a truly inclusive experience. We have increased our investment in manager capabilities through training to equip them with the tools to foster a diverse and inclusive environment. And we maintain engagement with our employees, managers, and leaders, sharing our learnings and our progress across key touchpoints. For example, our first ever DEI town hall open to all employees. We involved our DEI strategy to better align with our company True North goals and key stakeholders, including employees, customers, and communities. And today, I'll focus on the progress we've made for our employees, starting with our True North goals. While we have increased the representation of women in our tech organization, we still have significant opportunities to increase the presence of underrepresented minorities in our workforce. I'm proud to say we have met our fiscal 2021 True North goal of 30% representation of women in our technology organization, growing 2 percentage points from fiscal 2020. And despite the disproportionate impact that COVID had on women in the broader workforce, this year at Intuit, we have seen the representation of women increase across all the key workforce dimensions that matter to us most: overall, in tech, on the board, and in leadership roles. This has been made possible thanks to a number of targeted programs and initiatives aimed at improving the talent pipeline, increasing our aperture to talent, as well as growing and retaining our employees, including leveraging coaching and mentoring programs. We also understand there's a gender representation problem within the industry talent pipeline, and we are taking direct action to do our part to change this. For example, we partner with Girls Who Code in organizing a summer program to teach computer science skills to girls. And we launched an apprenticeship program in partnership with Anita.org and Treehouse to provide an alternative path to a career in tech for women and underrepresented minorities who have not had experience in the industry. Moving to our goal focus on underrepresented minorities. While we made some progress in increasing the representation in our workforce, I'm constructively dissatisfied with where we stand today. At 13%, we fell just short of the representation goal that we set for ourselves, and we are committed to accelerating our efforts. I am proud of the key initiatives that we integrated across the company to support this goal. We rolled out racial equity training for our senior leaders. We developed an anti-racism employee resource center to raise awareness among our employees and equip our managers with the right tools to foster inclusion. We listened to our employees through workshops and targeted interviews and developed meaningful insights that will inform our future efforts. Going forward, we will continue to focus on making significant and durable progress on increasing the representation of underrepresented minorities in our workforce. We understand that the work is hard and we need to address the different experiences of all our employees. We are looking at the end-to-end employee experience for opportunities to better understand and systematically address gaps, reduce bias, and help Intuit be even more equitable and inclusive. And in order to continue the momentum we created this year for our employees, we aligned our efforts against 3 key levers. First, diversity, recruiting, and representation. We want to increase our aperture to diverse talent across all levels and functions throughout the organization. We're building durable strategies and infrastructure to increase representation, ensuring more equitable and inclusive hiring practices, and this includes things like consistent adoption of diverse hiring panels and the use of written evaluation rubrics in the recruiting process for all employees. Second, equity, learning, and development. We strive to create inclusive environments by building managers' capabilities, and this is one of the key opportunity areas we found through the DEI survey. And while our employees' sense of belonging is strong, there are other areas we can double down on, finding new ways to create more inclusive environments for all our employees. And we will use the findings from future DEI surveys to measure progress going forward. And third, equitable talent practices and policies. We want to ensure our practices and our policies are not only fair, but they are also equitably implemented for everyone. We are doing this work in partnership with our People and Places team, and by focusing on our pay, performance, and promotion processes. We're also building the capabilities of our workforce through sponsorship and mentorship programs that we designed specifically for developing the talent of our diverse employees. We made a number of strides in the last year and are proud of our progress. Now, looking ahead, we'll lean into our values and continue to innovate and create an even more diverse and inclusive environment focused on delivering our True North goals and in service to our employees, customers, and communities.